Namaste,
So,
and thank you very much to Dr. Buzu and Regina ma'am for inviting me to speak on some aspect of mountain and this COVID situation. Since, as everyone knows, the COVID impacted many parts of the global, and especially in context of mountain region and in Himalayan region, mostly it has affected the socio-economic things. And we are even in Himalayan region, different parts of the Himalayan region, right from the India, Nepal, Pakistan, Bhutan. Every region has problem with this COVID situation, and mostly the economic crisis has occurred. And if you see in terms of climate, because as I work in climate aspect, so climate change, we don't call it a climate change because most of the papers and scientific findings says that the air become very pure, it's become sky clear. Even we are seeing mountain ranges from far from the plain area. So I don't consider this is a climate change, but it should be a climate variability because it has a seasonal change. So changes has occur, but in a season scale, and it's a climate variability, not a climate change. So why we in Himalayan region, mostly it comes under the Hindu Kush Himalayan region. Why we study climate change or climate variability in this region? Because this region has a potential because it is a source of 10 major Asian river system, and it acts as a strong monsoon system of the globe, and mostly it controls the southwest monsoon of the India and Nepal Himalaya. It has the largest reservoir of outside the polar region. That's why the Himalayan region, Himalayan mountainous region, it's called the third pole of the world. It has high biodiversity hotspot. So if the climate is changing or climate variability is occurring, it directly affect the biodiversity of this region. We have also it also affect the diversity in culture, tradition, and languages. So as we know, the due to COVID situation, if the climate or is its variability, so how it is going to impact in or how we can say in longer terms, like what is happening in 10 years before or 15 years before, and how it is changed, that we can do. As we know, in the Himalayan region, temperature are rising. It's rising as compared to global scenario. The rise in temperature, especially in recent 3 decades, it is higher, and the glaciers are melting. But if in terms of glacier melting, if you see in the Karakoram and Karakoram region, the glaciers are advancing. But in the eastern Himalayan region, in central Himalayan region, the glaciers are receding. No, yes, receding, and the GLOF activities are also increased. Even the climate models, many climate models are there. They are also showing the temperature is rising and it will going to rise drastically. If we study climate change in different parts of the Himalayan or in mountains region, it has various application in various policy perspective. So to know the climate of how it is changing or how it is changed in terms of longer content, we need a longer climate record. But if you see, the climate station network is decreased. In recent years, we found maximum in a meteorological station, but if you go longer time and back in time, we have very less climate station. So to understand the proper dynamics of the climate system and to predict the proper future or future climate, or to add a more climate data or longer climate data in climate models, we require long data. For that, we require various proxies. In our institute at Birbasan Institute of Paleosciences, Lucknow, India, we use various proxy records like trailing, pollen, diatom, many geochemical parameters to reconstruct the history of climate data beyond the instrumental climate record. So trading is one of them. You already listened in previous session about trading. It has annual rings, and you can develop a history of various environmental things or parameter in longer time scale. So these are the method. I'm not going in detail. These are the trading, just a case, and we reconstruct the various climate. Like here, we have the short climate record, the temperature record in Western Himalaya. But once we have reconstructed the temperature history of the winter month, The recent 3 decades shows warming trend as compared to 150 years. So these kind of analysis we do. This is the drought reconstruction from Nepal. Uh, so we can see how the Himalayan climate or Himalayan region, it has a long climate variability, whether it has own pace or it is changing in global trend. This kind of question we have to answer. And even the extreme event what we are getting, it is a regional trend or it has a connection with the global or hemispheric picture, or there what are the different forcing factor, or locally or regionally or in hemisphere global scale, that we have to find out. So in terms of COVID, it is though it's just a vague idea, but if we study the trading pattern in next after 5-10 years, we have to see what happened in 2020 in terms of long term. If it's really the climate variability impacted trees of the Himalayan region, so it may show some of the variation. So that is just an idea, but we don't know. We have to follow. We have to check later on. So these are the things, and the COVID situation, COVID-19, it impacted various like biosphere to planet and society, people, and the economy, prosperity. So these are the things, and I think this is just a rough conclusion from my side, and that's all. Thank you very much. And this is our institute, BSIP, Birbal Science Institute of Data Sciences.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.